voices of the host and the guests you hear do not represent the views of Be Inspired Global, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Hey guys, it's Miss Cook Therapy. Cooking is a way for you to work through challenges, a problem that you may be facing. For me, when I get into the kitchen, sometimes all the noise in life leaves as I focus in on the flavors, the textures, the taste of building a meal. Then I come up with a solution to a challenge I may be facing. Miss Cook Therapy does not cook just one type of cuisine. We get these sessions of Cook Therapy in by trying new things in all new ways. I want you to take some time to book your next appointment of what? Cook Therapy.
Hey guys, it's Miss Cook Therapy and I'm back live and I'm super excited to be in the kitchen. Why? Because it's my birthday week. I know a lot of people thought today was my birthday, but it's actually on Friday. It's June 10th. Don't forget it. We're going to be making a dish for my own Cook Therapy because it's my birthday. We're going to be making some delicious premium beef tartare. And now I know some of you guys, you're gonna have to come with me on this one because you know you got to get in the kitchen and try new things. Now beef tartare definitely is raw meat, but I like my steaks a nice medium or a little, maybe a little under that. But this is something that you might really want to try. Go to a really good restaurant or follow the recipe I'm going to show you today. So we're going to be doing this delicious beef tartare with a little bit of Miss Cook Therapy twist. And then we're also going to be making a delicious truffle pasta dish. Now, y'all know I love truffle. I love so many different things, but mustard also is one of my key ones. In our tartare today, we're going to be using a whole grain Dijon mustard. Now, in a lot of traditional beef tartare, it calls for Dijon mustard and then a grain mustard. We're just going to combine those two things together. So one thing right now, I have some water that's boiling over here for our pasta. All of this is going to come together super quick, but it's going to be my delicious birthday meal. So I'm excited for you guys to have tuned in. So come along with me while I get this recipe underway. So right now, we have a little bit of French bread baguette that I have sliced very thinly. And the first thing that I'm going to do is get my little brush here. This right, Truffle is the name of the game today. We're going to be using some black truffle mayonnaise. Now, if you guys know the components of mayonnaise, all it is egg and oil. So when you talk about toasting some bread, you just kind of skip in the middleman with the butter that's already solidified. I'm going to do it mayonnaise style, but with truffles, guys. And this is going to be a delicious bite. Now, if you remember, when I did my seafood stew, I actually used the same technique with the bread that I use. And it's a delicious twist. If you guys want just, kick up, because, we do flavors, textures, and taste over here. This bite is going to be everything when we use these toast points with our beef tartare today. So we're just going to finish up wiping these down with a little bit of our truffle mayonnaise. And then this is going to go into our toaster. We don't need to pull this out to the very end, so I'm going to wait a little while before I turn it on, but I wanted to get it out of the way and off of our board so we can get to the main attraction, this beef tartare. Now, beef tartare, you can make with a lot of different cuts of meats, depending on your budget. And since it's my birthday meal, I went all the way out. So the cut that I am using is what is a tenderloin. So it's a beef tenderloin, premium cuts. I believe when I got it at the store, it was about $49 a pound, and we're working with about a half a pound today. So we are going to, one way that you want to prepare your beef when you get ready to do this, and I think people do this with cheaper cuts of meat, it's all going to be good. You just want to make sure it's fresh and good to go for you guys' recipe. So one of the things when you get your meat is that you want to actually put it into the freezer for about 45 minutes to an hour. You want it to start to crystallize on the outside. And that's when one, it's going to be stiff enough for you to be able to cut up your meat, but also it's going to kind of change the texture a little bit. So that's exactly what we have done. And I've already started to dice up my meat that I have on our board, and I am going to finish that up as soon as we get this toast out of our way. Be right back. All right, guys, so wash over my things really quickly. So again, this is half of a pound of a filet mignon. went over to Wegmans. I don't go over there very often because, you know, I go in there and spend all the money in my pocket. But luckily, I was able to get away with just purchasing the filet mignon. And then I also have some beautiful, beautiful scallops that we're going to be using for our pasta dish. So again, when you get this out of the freezer, you want to, and it doesn't need to be rock hard because then you're going to start messing with the integrity of the tissue. But you want to get it out again, 45 minutes is about the point to be able to judge off of. And then we slice this very thinly and then we dice it. The goal here is for us to get our meat down to where it's a nice, easy, chewable bite. There's nothing that you have to work your teeth through. And so we're gonna run our knife through this one more time. But the thing is when you start to form these, because that's how beef tartare is served, you don't want it to be able to make a patty, because at that point you're making hamburger, a very expensive one, but that's not what we're going for. So our water over here, I'm just gonna drop in our pasta. And no, that's not Tom Ramen. On our board also, we have some caper that I have chopped up. Capers come from a caper bush and they have beautiful pink and white flowers on them, I do believe. And then we have some small pickles. A lot of people think that these are Gershams, I think they're called, but this is actually marinated with sliced onion, shallot. We're going to be using those. Those are diced up. Then we also, in a lot of recipes, beef tartare calls for a tomato jam. I'm doing a little bit of a twist. So this right here that I purchased is actually roasted garlic onion jam. And I think the flavor profile is going to change just enough for it to become miscooked therapy. So we are going to get into this, and we, again, are just dicing these up. So I'm going to finish dicing this up and then wash my hands so we can get to the rest of our meal. But these are the size pieces, and it's so small. I don't know if you guys can even see it. These are the size pieces that we're looking for. Again, a fine dice, easy bites. And again, put it in the freezer, slice it very thin, turn it on a diagonal, and then you just want to dice away rather. So I want you guys to understand one of the things for me and my birthday is just about food. So it's about getting in the kitchen, cooking things that you usually don't get a chance to. And for my birthday meal, this is exactly what I wanted. Some of my friends don't get down with the beef tartare, but hopefully, my neighbor Patrick that lives downstairs, you know, the one I love to feed, he'll be coming upstairs and maybe you guys will get to see him on camera today to wish me a happy birthday. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. We're gonna turn our board in again. You do not want to move your knife around too much when you're dicing this up, because if you do, you're gonna mess up all those wonderful, wonderful small squares that you've made with our filet mignon steak, and we don't want that to happen. So this is exactly the size that we need. I'm gonna move this off to the side, take my knife away, and wash my hands. So what we are doing now is we're taking our bowl, because we're about to start making our dressing. So I'm gonna run this through for you guys really quickly. These little beauties are quail eggs. So you can find these in a lot of different grocery stores. I went to Wegmans for my birthday meal, so that's exactly where I got these. But you can also find them at one of my favorite grocery stores, the H Mart. They always have quail eggs in stock. And so they're very small. Some recipes only call for the yolk that's cracked on the top. These quail eggs kind of all come together so beautifully. We're going to be able to use the whole thing in our beef tartare mixture. I'm just going to get our tongs and move our noodles around a little bit. Hey, straight off, and thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I'm celebrating all week. You guys can get in touch with me with however you choose. Inbox me, whatever the case. I love to see a nice message that says happy birthday, Brandy. And I thank you guys for watching as always. So in our bowl, we're going to start combining some of our ingredients. So we're going to start out with our whole grain, a Dijon mustard. We're going to go in with about a tablespoon and a half of this into our bowl. I'm gonna get up here and get me a little spatula. We're gonna go in with our chopped up capers. Capers are like a berry. We're gonna go in with about a tablespoon and a half of our capers, again, that are chopped up. Here are our small little marinated pickles that we have diced up as well. We dice these up the same size as our beef that we are using for our tartar. Then we are going to go in with our jam. Again, remember, you can use a jam of your choice. Traditionally, a lot of people like to put in tomato jam. Jam, not jelly. There's a big difference. And we are going to go in again. We're going to use the same measurements across the board. So we're doing 1.5 tablespoons of this. So we're going to mix this together just to loosen up the jam in our bowl. I'm really excited about this meal. I wish I had a glass of champagne, but today we're going to do some sparkling water with a hint of rose water in it with an orange garnish. This is a great starter if you're just having people over for a nice little like beginning brunch, early lunch. This is a great combination. So these just 3 ingredients already in here smells absolutely amazing. I'm going to get our knife because what we need to add in right now is some shallots. So then we just are going to slice these across and then go down our shallot. Because again, everything being the same size gives integrity to our bites, guys. So we're just going to fine dice this down. This is a very small size shallot. It's actually half of one. And you don't want that flavor to overpower everything. So if you have pieces that are too big, we're just gonna put that into the garbage bowl. And again, make sure that you don't have any large bites in here. The goal here is for all of this to marinate together. And then when it mixes in with this filet mignon tenderloin steak that we have diced up, all of this is gonna come together and be beautiful magic. Or should I say conspiracy? So we have that. We're going to mix this in. To this, we are going to add in our meat. And again, you want to remember these need to be bite-sized that will almost melt away. And we are working with filet mignon, so really honestly, as I push down on this just to cut it up, it already started to melt away. That's the beauty of filet mignon if you've never actually had it. And I'd say try it. Sometimes you just got to take a special day and make it all about you and food. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. Now, when you mix this together, you want to make sure that you are gentle with it. Gentle with this meat. It's expensive, okay? But you want to make sure that you are not mushing down our meat. That is the very important part. Now, you can make this ahead of time if you're doing this for, say, a dinner party, friends coming over. You can sit it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours. That would be the limit I would give it, because if not, after that, this meat's going to start turning the color you do not want to see. So we're just going to get this together. We're going to hit this with a little bit of salt. Sea salt, of course. I have a little bit of Italian seasoning. Choose whichever kind you would like. And you know what I do? I sprinkle until the whole top of the dish is covered. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of acid. So we're gonna go in with a little bit of red wine vinegar, and this one has the mother in it. So if you've ever done vinegar drinks that has the mother in it, it's that cloudy part that is oftentimes seen in vinegar. And that's exactly what we're using for this dish. This is just gonna cut through the taste of the red meat, because again, this is raw. This is a raw dish, and we need that to kind of help break down that flavor profile. You got to remember, we added in a little bit of sweetness to this with the type of jam that we chose. And again, just to make sure I get it right, we have roasted garlic onion jam. Now we're going in with our quail eggs. I tried to use my little egg topper cracker tool. But these were just too small. So we're gonna go in with 3 of our quail eggs, or 2 actually of our quail eggs. And again, they're just baby eggs, baby eggs. I'm gonna drop that in. Don't want to come out the shell. There you go. And I am going to get my towel here just to wipe my hands off. Now the goal here, we're going to drop in a dash of hot sauce. Because Truffle is the name of the game today, we're using a little bit of black truffle hot sauce. This comes in 2 different heat levels, and we're just using the regular. So a couple dabs of that. And we are also going with truffle olive oil. And again, we're going to do one spin around the bowl. We're going to be finishing this off with a little bit. We're going to crack our yolks and get this all mixed together. I know what some of y'all are thinking. That's raw meat. You got a whole bowl of raw meat. Well, this is true. I eat sushi and a whole bunch of other things. And this tartar is about to make me oh so happy. So I'm gonna put this meat board down here in our trash bowl. Get this moved off to the side, and then we have some chives. Fresh chive, get it out, and then you want to rinse it off and then dry it in between some paper towels so you get all that water out. And then we are going to dice this up very thinly. And we're going to get this into our bowl. Now, I can't lie, this is something that I would get up on my birthday. I was born at 2:13 a.m. on June 10th. My mom always calls me on my birthday at that exact time, Mrs. Cook Therapy. And this is something that I would get up and eat at 2:13 in the morning. Why? Because I'm Miss Brandy, Miss Cook Therapy. So we have this in our bowl, and then we're going to set this to the side so it can just all marry together as soon as we get some fresh cracked black pepper in here. And again, you still want to be very delicate as you move this around. Get our black pepper. Oh, I'm sorry, Oliver. It's all about me sometimes, but today it's still about you. Say hi to Oliver, you know, to keep her in my eyes real. So again, we're going in with some fresh cracked black pepper. Fresh cracked black pepper is definitely important in this dish. If you got that stuff in the can to come out like powder, skip this dish altogether. Because they sell these crackers at the dollar store. Okay, so we got that in there, and then this we are going to slide into the refrigerator just to get it back up to a nice chill temperature. And then this actually is ready for plating, but I'm gonna taste it first. Got one of my tasting forks. I know some of y'all are like, she's not about to eat that. I am. Ciao. If you are a Tartar fan, y'all gotta try this recipe. The difference in the jam makes all the difference. All right, guys, now it's time for pasta. I'm gonna turn our heat on. Put this down in the garbage bowl. Pasta is a dish I feel like everybody can enjoy on one level or another. People can't be mad at pasta. Well, I guess the people with no carbs in their life, they might be mad about it, but we're not going to be upset about it. Not on my birthday, we're not. So our noodles are done. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to get some help from my buddy Oliver and get some olive oil down in our pan. We're about to do a quick sear on our scallops, and then this pasta dish is all coming together. Now, I want you guys to see this box here. I ordered these because of an ad that popped up, and anybody that knows me knows I love, if y'all can't tell, I love food items and all different kinds of stuff. So this is a truffle trio, and so it actually came with black truffle and mushrooms, and that's the one that we're going to be using today. But it also comes with pesto and black truffle, and then also a white truffle sauce. And so you can use this in so many different ways, and I intend to, but today we're going to make this very simple pasta dish to go with our tartar. These right here are some lion mane mushrooms. I've used these before. When you cook these now, we're going to cook these at the same time we do our scallops. So I'm just going to move our scallops around, fresh cracked black pepper. When cleaning scallops, guys, you get these, you want to look on the outside. It's almost like the beard that comes like on a mussel almost. You got to get this little corner part off. I'm going to toss these around. And I'm going to pull that out in a second. So we are almost time for our first bite. That part I'm excited about. We're going in with some lavender sea salt. Get those moving around. And again, if you see these guys right on the side, you just pull these off. And again, you'll be able to tell the difference because the fleshy part, and I pulled them off as 3. I just wanted to try to find the one I left it on. Here it is. So we're going to take this side, and it's just a lump. It almost looks like an extra pinky finger. And we're just going to cut that off and put that into our garbage bowl. Make sure our pan is hot. This sear goes super fast, guys. And so we're going to do this, and then our lion mane mushroom goes in at the same time. By the time we flip, all of this is going to be ready to go. Get your scallops down, but don't touch them after they hit the pan. You want to make sure they sear on one side, and then we're going to flip them to the other. Our garbage bowl, and now it's our lion's mane. Ooh, I lost one. It's all right. So see that we're gonna just hit this with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper. And then we're also gonna hit this with a little bit of truffle oil. It's just gonna sit on top of the oil that we already have in our pan. And then we're tossing these in olive oil. Now I've already opened up our little can of truffle sauce, and literally it's this and then a scoop of the water from our pasta noodles. This is gonna make all of this come together. Then we have a little bit of truffle sauce, because truffle is the word of the day. That's gonna go, that's right on top of our scallops, and then we have some beautiful edible flowers that are going on my birthday dish. We're gonna get our crumbs and then move around our lion's mane mushroom. Now, lion's mane mushroom is a beautiful mushroom. I love vegetables in general. Mushrooms are one of my favorites. If you guys remember my friend Jacob that came on the show, and we did the wood ear, no, not wood ear, we did chicken of the woods mushroom. And so his birthday just passed off, so happy birthday. But these, you saute these down with a little bit of olive oil, get a little bit more help from Oliver. And they literally taste just like scallops. So we're going to do the vegetables along with the actual scallop version. We're going to put all of those together into our pan. We're going to check the bottom of our scallops. This is the color that we're looking for on those scallops. They don't need to cook long because it's got carryover cooking time when you get it out of the pan permanently. Again, you got them down, flip them over, don't touch them. We're going to move around our lion mane mushroom, and that is heated in between the right bowl. And put those over into our bowl off to the side. Now we're about to drop down our pasta, and then from there, we are making this dish all the way around. We're going to give our scallops just a little bit more time. And I'm going to grab a bowl for our noodles. Our sauce. Scallops are perfectly done. Again, you got carryover cooking time, guys. So that's exactly the color that we're looking for on our scallops. We're going to put those off to the side in our bowl with our lion mane mushroom. Our truffle sauce. to get this into our pan. We're going to mix this around. If you guys have never smelled truffle or tasted truffle, this is a super easy way for you to get a good idea of what this looks like without having to invest as much money in full heads of truffles. Those are extremely expensive, but this gives you all of that. They pretty much just marinate the truffle, chops down, and you make the sauces, and you can get a set of 3. I think they might have been $20. And so we're going to get this right now with a little bit of black pepper, a little sea salt. Give this a toss around. Gotta taste the color. We're gonna go in with a little bit of the sauce. I shouldn't have done that, but it was so good. And now we are going to get our bowl off to the side and get our tartar out so that we can plate this all up because it's time for that first bite. All right, guys, so we have our truffle point out. You can smell the truffle in that as well. It's just like we have truffle all over the place. So we are going to get our plate come down here, and we're going to start on our beef tartare first. And we're going to get our knife, and I just have some Italian parsley that is on our board. Rinse this off, dry it in paper towel as well. And we are just going to fine chop this down. Going to sprinkle a little bit on here and then a little bit on our beef tartare. We have a form because this is going down on our plate. Going to give this another little toss around. This beef tartare is about to be everything for me. We're going to get this into the middle of our circle. I can't wait to eat. Now you want to be gentle as you pat this down as well, because again, you want to be able to see the nice dice up that we have of our filet mignon patty that we have cut up in such nice small squares, along with everything being the exact same size so we get a delicious bite. And again, we're not making hamburger patties here, people. This is beef tartare. Put some respect on it. We're going to move that out the way. That goes down into our garlic bowl. We're going to move this off to the side. This right here is our beef tartare. And we're just going to give a little bit more sprinkle of our parsley on top. We're going to end with a couple of our edible flowers. A little purple, just like an African violet. I'm going to put that right on there. And then we are going to get a couple of our toast points and put around the side of our plate. That's on one plate, guys. Let's go in with our pasta. Then we have this here. We are going to hit this with a little bit of our truffle olive oil right across the top. A little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper. And guess what, guys? It's time for this bite. Oh, I almost forgot the seafood. So we're going to put a scallop on the side. One more scallop off to the side. Lime main mushroom. I was so excited to eat. I forgot about all the protein of our dish. We're gonna stack in here our lime main mushrooms. Proteins on proteins, and then we are going in with a little bit of this looks like truffle caviar. I promise you, that's exactly what this looks like. Just a little bit smaller, but it's the same look. And this here is our pasta dish, guys. It's time for my bite. Happy birthday to me. I guess Patrick couldn't make it upstairs today, but you know, he's a world-renowned, Baltimore-renowned muralist, so he's probably out somewhere painting. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Taste these mushrooms. It tastes just like scallops, lobsterish. That's what I would say. So we're gonna get a toast point. Get a small one. A little bit of our tartar. The flavor in this, oh my goodness. I can't tell you how good this tartar is. It's so delicious. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and coming along on my birthday meal with me. This was everything Miss Cook Therapy. And I'm so happy you guys tuned in to Be Inspired Global. One more again. Make sure you turn on notifications, like, and share. Go over to my page, Miss Cook Therapy on Facebook. Rewatch tonight's episode and then watch all of my other content. I want to thank you guys and remind you. Make sure that you book next week's session of what? Cook Therapy. Bye, guys.